Okay, guys, so it's the 4th of the 4th, so the 4th of April. Uh, just a little bit of breakdown that I'm seeing. So I'm going to be going through the pairs that I trade. So as noted in the group, I only trade GBP USD and NASDAQ, right? So to correlate that, I always start with DXY, which is basically the US dollar currency index. And that just shows me whether the dollar is going to be weak or strong. So let's go. And just a bit of a heads up, I only trade on the 15-minute. So yeah, let's go. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. And then also uh, a bit of a disclaimer, the 4 hour view is only going to be lost in for about 24 to 48 hours, just because of the way the market moves and what we're actually seeing in the market. So as you can see, let me just note these things. The market is actually making highs, higher highs and higher lows, right? So what you would expect is for the market to make a higher high. So let's do this from here. Let me denote the last higher high. This is my major key level. Let's put that right there. Major key level in the market. What does this mean? This is my last higher low. So this means that in order for us to actually start selling the market, we need to see the major level actually break. And once this major level breaks, then we can then consider sells. So this is what should happen: break, retest, and then continuation sells, possibly into this levels or into these levels. However, because the market is inherently up, as you can see, we are making higher highs, higher lows on the 4H. So what I would be looking for is, as you can simply see here, I did not denote this just because I didn't want to take away from the actual bias of the market. But as you can see, we made a higher high, we then made a potential higher low, we failed to make a higher high. We failed to make a higher high, meaning this is a lower high now, and then we made a lower low. At this current moment, price is actually retesting this last lower or higher low in so many words. So this is price is actually retesting this level right here. So what I would say, what I do see is actually price coming back down to there on the 4H. This is what I see. Price coming back down to actually create a double bottom in price, to then potentially see us either go up to create a higher high, or for us to actually break through and then uh, retest and continue. But I do see price actually coming back to this major level, just because we are in intraday we are bearish, but then on the 4H we are actually bullish. So this major level is definitely something to take note of. So let us actually just look at the 4H on GBP USD. So 4H on GBP USD, what you can definitely see is, as mentioned, similar to on the on DXY, we are still, if you take a note of structure, you're still bearish because we still below this last higher low. Sorry, lower high. We're still below this last lower high, and price is actually trapped in between that lower high and this lower low. So for me, I would like to see price actually move up into this lower high to then create a double top, and then from there we can decide. If we see weak rejections on the 4H, we can then say, okay, there's a possibility of price coming down, weak rejections, and then also market structure breaking on the lower time frames. That would be a brilliant signal for us to actually start selling, because this is a major level in the market that is actually holding GBP USD in a bearish market right now. So as you can see, GBP USD is still on higher time frames, bearish market. Let's go down to NASDAQ real quick. So NASDAQ, you can really see NAS 100. You can see that we actually broke this key level. We broke this key level, suggesting that price is actually, we took quite some time to break this key level. So you can see we failed to break there. We created this last lower high, which created the low, and price is similar to what GBP USD was doing. Price was actually just plain below this. So if you actually run the patterns and processes, what you can really see is that price created this, price then created the low. We then tried to create a lower high, and we failed to create a lower low. So you can see that these are equal lows, right? So we created kind of a double bottom, but I do not trade double bottoms as reversals. I only trade it as continuations. So what happened after that is that price actually broke market structure, going higher. So price broke market structure, going higher, multiple weak rejections at this key level. So if we do just box that off as a zone, you can see multiple weak rejections at the key level. Price pushes up, creating a what? This is now what we would call a higher high, and this is our first higher low in our uptrend. Then a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And that's simply how you trade the markets. You can then see that we broke this previous higher low, creating a low. Then we then created a lower high, lower low. But now if you're looking at structure, this is a potential lower high, but then we failed to make a new low, and price broke this with strong momentum, then going into a small consolidation and continuing that. With that said, we did break the last lower high within the trend. So what am I expecting from Nasdaq? I am expecting price to continue higher, either a retest of this or fill in inefficiency here and then going higher. So that's about it from higher time frames for me. Let me just note this as a key level right here. So that's my major key level for my 4H that I might see a retest there. Okay, let's just go back to DXY. So as you can see, what I did suggest is that price could potentially do that, right? So now, as I mentioned, I trade mainly on the 15-minute. So what I do is I go to the 4-hour just to see the direction for the next couple of days. So let's head over to the 15-minute. So as you can see, let me just note this here too. Right there. That's a key level in the market. Template, let's do that blue. So we know it's 4H. So from there, we're going down to the 15M. As you can see, a clean break of this key level, and then we back at it. So what I can see is that price was pushing higher. We broke structure right here, made a higher high, okay, we can consider this a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, failed to make a new high right here. So this is our higher high, we failed to make a new high. So what is holding price from going bearish and going to our price zone at the bottom? It's this last lower high. It's this last, sorry, higher low. So what you simply are going to be looking for is this right here. So you're simply going to be looking for a break, a retest, and then let me see if I can do this, a continuation into this level. And this will be your 4-hour level. And that's about it. What would invalidate this trade? You can never just look for one side of the market, because market, you don't know where the market is actually going, so you can only basically adjust as to what the market do. Never predict, react. That's one of my major points in the market. Never predict, just react. So what we're looking for is simply a break, a retest, and then we can take it higher. So these are my points. However, let me do say this, I like the downside beta for DXY. I really do like the downside beta, because I can see that price is trying to come into this level. This is a key level on the 4H, and I can also see that we have, if you do want to note, that we have 4, 8, 12. So there's 12 week rejections. So as you can see, just looking at candlestick structure and candlestick makeup, you can see that we had a very strong bullish candle into this key level on the 4H, leaving a weak rejection behind, but it's still, just looking at the way the body of the candle is, it's quite a strong bullish candle. And then when we came immediately into this region, you can then see what this candle, the next candle looks like. So the next candle, really what it's telling you is that this in this region, buying pressure as mid selling pressure. As you can see, we pushed up for a minute and then we really pushed down, but we closed uh, basically a neutral or a weak bearish candle. So what that really tells you is that in this region here, buyers and sellers don't really know who's taking the market where. And then as you can see, we have a small doji candle. So what you're simply looking for is a break and retest on the 15-minute, and then you can take it down, or break and retest on the 15-minute, and then you can take it up. However, as mentioned, I do favor the downside. Let's go to GBP USD. GBP USD. Okay, so we mentioned what we're looking for on DXY. Let's look at GBP USD. GBP USD is looking like complete bollocks, actually. Let's just mention that. However, let's see if we can just note structure. So you can see there's a high, that's, I mean, that's a low, that's a high, that's a low. You can consider that a high, that a low. However, just because of these corrective structures that was created, I would consider this to be my last higher low, and I'll put a box there, and it's looking quite similar to what DXY is looking. So what you can see is that price is being held up on GBP USD. Now we know that from the 4H that we are inherently bearish on this pair. However, looking at what intraday structures are doing, you are looking for price to actually come into here to create that double top that I was speaking about, and it's going to be a double top in a bearish structure. And as I mentioned, I don't trade double tops and double bottoms as reversals. I trade them within trends. So what that means is we actually created a, if you want to, you can call this a double bottom. However, we didn't get enough candle bodies into here, but you can see that price is actually respecting this key level. So what do we look for buys? What I would simply look for is for price to break these highs. So let me get this tool out. So simply break these highs, retest these highs, and then take it to create, take price up to create that double top that I was talking about. And what would invalidate this is a strong break below, a retest, and then you can take the trade down. Now, mentioning the fact that the 4H is down, the 4H is down, so it's bearish. We could see this break below and then a retest, and then we can sell. But however, on Monday, Tuesday, I would like a break above so that we can buy to then eventually sell later in the week. So for now, my 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 bias on this pair is still is bearish on the higher time frame, but on the lower time frame, I would like it to be bullish. I would like it to be bullish. Now, as I mentioned, we don't predict the market, we react, and that's why we do both sides of the market. Sorry, let's go to Nasdaq. Let's see what Nasdaq is really doing. Okay, so this is the 4H key level. Let me remove that. Uh, let me remove that. However, let me just note that it's in between. It's actually at this last high and last low that was created, which is quite perfect because this is what I would be looking for. As you can see, let me note 15-minute structure for you. So you can see there's a bit of a consolidation. We then break up. You can see we make a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then now price is actually in a consolidation. So right, let's remove these, remove drawings. What key levels are we looking for to trade in? So you're simply looking for either a retest of this level right here or a retest of this level. But we are bullish on the 15-minute, we are bullish on the 4H. So what I would be doing is just looking for buys. So there's two options that you can look for. You can look for a retest of this key level, and then you can look for price to actually go up. Or what you can be doing is looking for a retest of this key level and then price to be going up. However, if price was to break this key level here, I would then be bearish on Nasdaq on the intraday basis, just because I do note that here is a whole lot of inefficiency right here, and we should fill the inefficiency at some point. So if I do see price being really bearish on the 15M and we really coming into these key levels very strong, I would really need multiple wick rejections, multiple dojis, whatever you want to call it, wick rejections, and then a shift of momentum to buy it at this key level. So I wouldn't actually really buy at this key level. What I would then wait for, if we do come into this key level, is for price action to actually uh, break previous market structure, because I know that on the lower time on this time frame we would actually form some type of lower highs, lower lows down into this key level. So I would wait for a previous lower high to break and then buy at the retest of that previous lower high. But if we do come into this key level and we come in with strong force, that's what I would be waiting for. If we do break, what I would say is these are our first targets and then these are our second targets if we do break. But I am favoring upside, as I mentioned. So yeah, let's see if we can find some targets on the 4H. Usually what I just do is I trade 1 to 3. Uh, I trade with a 1 to 3 basis, but if you are looking for targets on the 4H, I would suggest that being your target. So 13741 or 13740, in and around that region, with your stops below a key level. And just remember that when you trade in to protect capital. You're not trading to necessarily make money. You always trading, or that's my style of trading, to actually protect capital. I'm always trying to protect capital. Let me actually adjust this. Let me adjust this. Let me adjust this. So this is what, if we are gonna come down, as I mentioned, we're most probably gonna be forming structure. So that's our last lower high. This is what I would look for then. Is if we do come to this key level, I'm not just buying off from a key level. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for the market to shift momentum to the upside, breaking the last lower high, and then to come back and retest that lower high to then buy to the upside. So the break and retest is actually the perfect scenario here. So we broke above, you're looking for the retest of this multiple wick rejections, you wait for a shift of momentum, and then you buy it. If we do break below this, as mentioned, because this is our last lower high holding price up, or our last higher low holding price up. Sorry for the mix of terminology, but yeah, so that's what we're really looking for going into next week. Let's hope I can post another one of these on Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on whether the moves have fold. But yeah, I'll try to send signals or whatsoever. Let's say I'll try to send what I'm gonna do in the market. You guys do exactly what you want to do. You use your proper risk management, use whatever, but I'll be sending whatever I'm doing in the market. So yeah, thank you guys. Have a great Sunday and just enjoy the week. Have a great trading week. Have a great working week, whatever you're doing. Just remember to apply yourself and make progress from what you are today to what you are going to be next week, Sunday.